These long dog days of summer, I mean, we just made it through a heat wave. Mama was parched through this heat wave. I was hitting up Dunkin' every single day, and I will continue to probably for the rest of my days, but especially this summer. Dunkin' is helping everyone stay cool this summer with its lineup of refreshers. These drinks are packed with bold, fruity flavors and served ice cold. It's amazing. Dunkin' refreshers are the perfect afternoon pick-me-up. I like to start my morning with them personally, and then sometimes I go back for a second one because I'm just feeling crazy. They come in a variety of delicious flavors, including fan favorites mango pineapple and strawberry dragon fruit. And then for a limited time, there's black cherry and there's pink pineapple. I'm going to tell you something right now, and it's a bold claim, let me tell you, but I stand behind it. Pink pineapple will change your life. It is so good. It has me feeling like I'm sitting in a pool, resort side, just living, honey. It's so yummy. Try your favorite flavor with green tea, sparkling water, lemonade, or Dunkin's all-new limeade. I haven't tried the limeade yet, but I'm going to. Usually I get my drinks made with green tea and occasionally lemonade, but I do really like the green tea. Or if you don't want to build your own, try one of Dunkin's curated refreshers like the Cherry Lime Ricky or the Ultimate Pink Daydream. The Cherry Lime Ricky, scrumptious. I could drink like 3 of these a day. They're so freaking yummy. Head to Dunkin' today and find your favorite refresher. Dunkin' refreshers contain less than 1% fruit juice. Limited time offer. When it comes to online college, Southern New Hampshire University is so good, it's scary. Listen, the facts don't lie. SNHU has degree programs that fit your goals, online classes that fit your life, and real support at every step. And if that wasn't enough, they've got some of the lowest online tuition rates in the U.S. This is an airtight case, you guys. Visit snhu.edu/morbid to get started. That's snhu.edu/morbid. Every good detective needs a partner to support them on important cases. Think of a State Farm agent like your sidekick, there to help you along the way in your search for coverage. State Farm can help you choose the coverage you need, whether it's for your home, car, boat, or even RV. With so many options, it's nice knowing you have help finding what fits for you so you can get back to solving all of life's bigger cases. Go to statefarm.com or use the award-winning app to connect with a local agent and get a quote. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Hey, weirdos, I'm Ash.
And I'm Alaina.
And this is Morbid. And we're dead camp counselors. Although I have a lot of... Oh, I'm stuck. I have a lot of blush on today, so I feel like I look a little more alive. So maybe I'm the ultimate final girl.
Yeah, you're like right before death, I would say.
Yeah.
Because you're not surviving that.
Super duper bloody. You're not surviving
I
that.
am not wearing blush, so I am dead.
She's dead. She already died.
Currently.
My legs look like they're definitely dead. I have the palest legs known to man.
I mean, same. That's why I'm wearing the tube socks.
Yeah.
So we're excited about this. This is fun. And we wanted to hit on a couple of things first. So Nicholas is going to be in the episode that's on YouTube.
Yeah.
Because we find he's a hot topic.
Polarizing, if you will.
Very polarizing. But we understand. In the audio version, we're not going to use Nicholas.
No more
Because
Nicholas.
I can understand that if you don't see our reactions to Nicholas, that it's not as fun and could be a little jarring.
Yeah.
And like a little like screechy and not fun.
One thing that we don't want to happen is we don't want you to veer off the road because you got scared.
Yeah, we don't want that.
Yeah.
So now you have 2 ways of watching. One will have Nicholas, or listening, I should say. One will have Nicholas where you can see us right here.
Yeah.
And then the audio version will be Sans Nicholas.
Sans.
So you can choose your own adventure now because we heard you.
It's like Goosebumps.
Yeah, you know, then those are the best Goosebumps, to be honest. So
Yeah.
and the second thing is a really weird thing, but we have to.
Never did I ever think that we would have to address this.
Yeah, so this is just something that's kind of funny, but we just wanted to hit on it so nobody gets too up in arms. So Gypsy Rose Blanchard apparently made a video where she was talking about a few like content creators on TikTok, one of them being someone who's apparently called Sir Morbid.
Not morbid.
But she missed the Sir when she said it, and she said Morbid. She's not talking about us. We've never covered her case, and we've never done any Gypsy Rose Blanchard content, and we don't plan to ever do it. So she wasn't talking about us. She was talking about Sir Morbid.
We did not come for Gypsy Rose.
Yeah, we did not come for Gypsy Rose. But a lot of you were like there to back us up and be like, what the fuck? So we appreciate that.
We do.
We love you. We love that you'll ride at dawn. Like, couldn't tell you how much I appreciate that, but I promise that was not about us. She just missed saying the Sir.
Yeah.
You know, so it was Sir Morbid, not Morbid.
Sir Morbid is different from Morbid.
Yeah, we're not going to cover her case. We never have.
No.
We've never done any Gypsy Rose Blanchard content.
None.
Yeah, and we don't plan to.
Nope.
So with that out of the way.
It's Listener Tales.
It's Listener Tales.
It's brought to you by you, for you, from you, and all about you. There's nothing in this cup, don't worry.
There's something in this cup. It's coffee, don't worry.
Ooh. I love that.
So we're going to be doing like camp summer tales, kind of.
Yeah.
Right?
Camp, Appalachia.
Like foresty
things.
You know?
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Yeah.
This is my favorite outfit.
Anytime we can get, even though I'm sticky as fuck, anytime we can get super bloody, it's so fun. I've ruined the couch.
She has.
That's unfortunate.
She has indeed.
I have ruined the couch. I'm sitting on a sweatshirt because underneath I put my legs down and it was just like, it looks like somebody got killed on this couch.
Yeah, it truly does. But you know what? We suffer for our art. You know?
Yeah, it's art.
It's just the way it is.
That's pretty
Honestly,
much
the couch should be bloody in the pod lab, so.
Facts.
You know?
It's just that the blood is sticky.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, I never realized how much arm hair I had until I put blood on it, and it started. When I dragged down, you know, when I got attacked and the blood dripped down,
yeah,
it really hurt my arm hairs.
It really hurt
my arm hairs. It did.
I can understand that. I heard them screaming.
Yeah,
yeah,
that was me too. Because
every one of them
attacked. All right, are you starting or am I?
I'll start.
Oh, facts.
Let's go. So my first listener tale is Listener Tales Lake Shawnee.
We covered that once.
We did cover that. It's somewhere I really want to see, actually.
This person saw it.
This says, good morning. Please see my attached listener tale about an overnight camping trip.
That means that you and I can go to Lake Shawnee overnight.
Yeah, they camped at the amusement park.
Yeah, I'm not trying to camp, but
yeah,
we
I think
can
that's
go
the
there.
only way you can. Yeah, you can go.
Yeah, and then we'll stay at a hotel after.
We'll stay somewhere.
Don't camp.
Not there. Yeah,
see, it didn't work out.
All right, so dear Ash and Alaina, my name is April, and you can use my name and my dog's names freely.
I like how you spell your name.
And my husband, too. I know you spell your name really cool. It's Apryl. I'm not sure how I stumbled across your podcast, but I do know that the very first episode I randomly picked was Frank and Rose West.
Girl.
And you said it correctly. Holy cannoli.
Yeah.
That was a doozy.
That was intense.
It may or may not have traumatized me.
Us
me too.
Us too.
Yeah. Yep. Me too. For life. But whatever, it hooked me. And now I'm like a walking commercial for Morbid. Thanks so much. Love you. In fact, it was you girlies that prompted my husband Wesley and I love that name.
Great name.
Along with our two roadie dogs, Ozzy and
Toccoa Goose.
Toccoa Goose. I hope I said that right.
Yeah,
Ozzy and Toccoa Goose. To make a 7-hour road trip from Atlanta to the one and only Lake Shawnee abandoned amusement park. In lieu of spending Thanksgiving with our families.
Fuck Thanksgiving. Go to Lake Shawnee. Fuck Thanksgiving. Go to Lake Shawnee.
I love that we inspired that too with that episode because honestly, I get it.
I want to go.
I want to go so bad. Let me set the scene. It's late November. It's West Virginia. It's cold as fuck. And we're the fools that decided it would be a good idea to sleep in a tent in a haunted amusement park.
That's the part I can't get behind.
And there was a massive rainstorm set to blow in that night. But hey, at least we had firewood.
But rain.
Yeah, you know, that fire, rain.
Bad.
Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me start at the beginning. This road trip was for real. Destination scary stuff. We went to the abandoned mining town of Thurman. Oh my God, you
did it right.
You guys rule. We hit up Point Pleasant for all things Mothman.
Yes, man.
That place was creepy pants, like to the point it gave Wesley a panic attack because something was way off with the energy. Ooh. But that heavy energy story is best saved for another time
and another
place. Let's get back to Lake Shawnee. We arrived about 3 p.m. and met Chris, who's the self-proclaimed caretaker. As you know, the park has been in his family since the 60s or something like that. Chris is pretty awesome, and he gave us a tour of the property that included a detailed history of everything Lake Shawnee, from the natives who first inhabited the land to the white settlers who stole the land to the beginning development of the park during the Great Depression.
Stolen land? Topical.
Stolen land, you say?
That's crazy.
After about an hour, Chris made a sweeping gesture and said, "Welp, I'm out. The park is yours." The fact that he was just like,
G2G.
Like, damn. He climbed in his truck and before speeding off said, "Oh, and by the way, because this place has lots of children who live here, I've heard that people who camp with their dogs are particularly magnetic." He slammed his door and drove away.
Honey. He said, "You got a big storm coming."
He said, "Have so much fun with the ghost children."
So scary.
And then shit got real.
I bet.
Remember, it's November. Not a lot of daylight. We quickly had to decide what to do first. Set up camp or do our first round of exploration. Duh. It was time to take a walk. So it's dusk. I'm taking pictures like I was hired by National Geographic. Speaking of pictures, feel free to share mine and the video. We'll get to the video a little later. So far, so good. Nothing creepy McCreepy yet. After a quick dinner of gas station bologna and cheese sandwiches.
I'm sorry, that's fucking reckless.
Good for you.
Do you like bologna?
I love bologna. I grew up on bologna.
Same. I don't like bologna.
I haven't eaten bologna in like a billion years,
you know?
So I don't know if I would still. I have fond memories of bologna.
I don't. You know who still buys bologna?
Who?
From the deli? My husband.
Honestly, I love Drew. Like, this is why.
So weird. Drew fucks heavy with bologna.
I get him.
It disgusts me.
Me and Drew can eat a bologna sandwich together.
At your house.
Bologna and cheese and the yellow mustard.
I like yellow mustard.
Yes.
I had a sandwich today,
iconic.
but it's turkey.
It's turkey.
And Havarti dill cheese.
Oh, she's fancy.
Yeah.
She's fancy.
Yeah.
She doesn't know about this cheese and bologna sandwich from the gas station.
Listen, April, I love you and I respect so much about you. Just not this.
Just not this. I respect it, though. I'll tell you, I respect it.
I respect everything you do, April.
You know, they have bologna and cheese sandwiches and bad beer. We knew it was time to set up camp. Why didn't we just rent a little RV?
I know. That would have been a good idea.
These are questions.
I would go in an RV.
Yeah. I would go in an RV, I think.
We can glamp at Lake Shawnee.
That would kind of be fun, actually.
Let's talk to people about that.
Corinne and Sabrina?
You guys doing anything?
What you up to?
Wait, that's actually a really good idea.
It is a good idea.
We're going to text them later.
Yeah, we are. Before getting too far into the tent popping process, I decided to check out this little shed over by the cornfields. Yup, the cornfields.
No.
I opened the creaky door, and it's just an empty little building. Let's call it a tiny house. With the impending storms, we decided to toss our sleeping bags in the shed and call it home for the night. Girl.
No.
Girl.
Why are you staying in a shed?
What are you doing?
Why are you staying in a shed, babe?
In hindsight, this might not have been one of my better decisions.
We've all made bad decisions.
But honestly, I was beginning to wonder if this entire trip was a good idea.
That's
honestly,
fair.
Valid. It's 0 dark 30 and time for the night walks. Wesley suddenly had knee problems, or more likely scared of the dark problems.
I have those.
He volunteered to stay with the dogs by the campfire. So you can have both hands for taking photos.
Wow, Wesley, that's fake as fuck. Wesley.
Wild reason. So yeah, Wesley is being smart here and saying, you can have both your hands for taking photos and I'll stay back here with the dogs. Really, I think he was a scaredy pants and wanted Ozzy and Tekoa for extra protection. Off I went into the dark, dark night by myself. You're a fucking badass, April.
Brave
a badass.
Bitch.
Because I can't say I would do that.
I can say full-heartedly I would not do that.
Can't do that. My first stop was the old ticket booth. There was a small pinwheel on the ground. This seemed like a good place to start. My unexperienced booty started to ask it questions, and when it answered, I almost pooped. I'm sorry. When it answered? Excuse me?
The pinwheel?
To be fair, there was a slight breeze that I don't want to discount as evident in the video, but I don't think that this was just the wind. Anywho, when I asked the pinwheel if someone was there, it began to slowly spin. I asked it to change the direction. It did.
Okay, and wind doesn't just change direction like that.
I asked it to stop spinning, and it also did that.
Yeah, you were communicating with something.
Next stop was the creepy trail. I like that.
I like that too.
I like that a lot.
I want to name my house that.
Yeah, just my driveway is just the creepy trail. It runs along the back of the property line. Chris says that it's the only place on the property where he refuses to go.
That's how you know it's bad.
Oh, I began a slow walk, partly because I was as scared as Drew Barrymore talking to Ghostface, and also because I didn't want to roll my old ass ankles on an uneven path.
Both valid reasons.
Smart. I make my way around the bend and begin to approach the gravestone of the Mitchell Clay children. As you may recall, 2 of them were murdered by the Shawnee while doing chores on the property. The third was kidnapped and later burned at the stake. Anyhow, this part of the trail has a couple of security lights. I was feeling a bit braver with the light and began to walk with a little more pep in my step until I realized that I saw my shadow and another smaller shadow walking next to me.
No.
That's a baby. That's a little kid.
I don't like it.
That's a little kid. When I say the hairs on the back of my neck went up and a cold, cold chill ran down my body, I am not exaggerating. What does one do when walking towards the graves of 3 murdered children in an abandoned amusement park with a ghost child companion in the middle of the night?
That's a good question.
One gets the fuck up out of there.
And that's a good answer.
I ran like the wind. Okay, I'm old and chunky. I ran like that. Back at camp, after I caught my out-of-shape breath, I drank a bad gas station beer and started to share my tale. However, Mother Nature had her own agenda. With a crack of thunder and flash of lightning, the sky angrily broke wide open, and we made a mad dash for our tiny house/shed next to the cornfield. Once inside the safety of the plywood walls, we realized the only way to latch the door was from the outside.
Why?
Yeah. That's not good.
Well, it's a shed, but...
It's a shed. You're like,
I was like, that's fucked up.
Nefarious.
It's a shed. I have to say, if you're only listening on audio, you're missing out. Nicholas is great. Go watch on YouTube.
So the door seemed to stay closed fairly well on its own, so at the time it didn't present as a huge problem. We settled in for bed. Before turning off our headlamps, I reminded the dogs that if a small ghost child opened the door during the night and asked them to come out and play, they were to respond with a firm no. Before my eyes were even closed, Wesley had already begun to snore. I tossed and turned and eventually drifted off to sleep. Reality fell away to the dream world, and all was well in our tiny house/shed next to the cornfield until it wasn't. Suddenly, the door flew open, and my dumbass was the one sleeping next to the door.
No.
I screamed. The dog started to bark, and Snoring Beauty awoke with a start. We quickly determined that the wind blew open the door, not a ghost child trying to steal our dogs. At this point, I was awake, and there was no hope of not being wide-ass awake, which turned out to be a good thing, because all night long there was a rapping at the door, and it would slowly be pulled open and then closed again.
Which the wind doesn't do.
This continued long after the wind and rain died down.
Like, imagine the door slowly opening and then slowly closing
And like a
again.
rapping at the door. No.
I dislike it so much, but we should totally go.
Nonetheless, dawn broke to a beautiful blue sky. We survived the night, packed up the car, and drove off into the West Virginia mountains. That's even
bye.
scarier, to be honest.
Facts.
That's it. That's my story. Thank you for planting the seed. If it weren't for y'all, this trip would not have happened. Keep it weird, but not so weird you spend the night in a tiny house/shed next to a cornfield in a haunted abandoned amusement park in the middle of nowhere, West Virginia.
Damn. April.
There's some really good photos with this one that are awesome, really spooky. April, you did a really good job with the photographs.
It was really good.
And you made us want to go to that. I want to go to so many abandoned.
I want to go to all
so
over
many
the abandoned places.
Especially amusement parks. Yeah. They give me like the the ooh.
Ooh. I know.
So thank you, April.
Thank you. You know that feeling when you come home late from work and those puppy dog eyes just pierce right through your soul? Or when you're packing for a trip and your cat refuses to leave your suitcase? Yeah, we've all been there. Pet parent guilt is real. And you know what? It's completely normal. That's exactly why Hill's Pet Nutrition exists. They understand that being a pet parent means being human, with all of our imperfections and daily juggling acts. Hill's science-led nutrition helps you give more love than humanly possible. Whether it's those long work days or trying to balance attention between multiple pets, Hill's Pet Nutrition gets it. They've created science-based nutrition that supports your pet's lifelong health so you can feel confident even when life gets hectic. Because you're only human, there's Hills. Science does more. Ready to let go of the guilt? Find the right food at hillspet.com/podcast. That's hillspet.com/podcast. Chilling crime cases are mysterious, but finding coverage shouldn't be. With the State Farm Personal Price Plan, you have options and can personalize your plan to help create an affordable price so you can get back to cracking all of life's bigger cases. Talk to a State Farm agent today to learn how you can choose to bundle and save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Head to statefarm.com to get a quote. Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state. All right, my next one is called Lake Desolation Serial Killer and Abandoned Asylum.
That one has to be great.
So it says, Dear Ash and Alaina, I submitted this story last summer, but since you have re-released the Spooky Lakes TM episodes, I thought I would give this one another go. It's on a Listener Tales. I also have another tale of a haunted driveway to type up and send soon. That's funny that you were just talking about creepy driveway.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan, also a fellow spoopy New Englander who grew up in southern New Hampshire.
Hell yeah.
Thank you. And come back every fall to enjoy the haunts of nature. I've attached my listener tale on a spooky lake asylum and potential serial killer for you, but in a friendly double-spaced puttifa.
You're beautiful.
I hope you enjoy, and my soul would leave my body if you read this. Well, soul, prepare for departure.
Congratulations on being soulless. You are angelus now.
Oh, God. You ejaculated your soul. You have to listen to the rewatcher.
I don't make
That's
the rules.
Gross. Yeah. Okay. My name is Megan. You can use my name. Also, shout out to Rachel, Erin, and Liana, who will appreciate this tale. I'm a 30-year-old lady who resides in good old cheesy Wisconsin.
Cheesy.
Oh, I would love it there.
Oh, I love cheese.
We had cheese for breakfast this morning. But who grew up in New Hampshire in a house built in 1780.
Oh, hell yeah.
And that isn't even the most haunted thing in my life.
Oh, shit.
This tale is dedicated to the creepiest yet most enchanting body of water I have ever witnessed in upstate New York.
Ooh.
So we could go there.
We could.
For the past 28 or so summers of my life, I've been visiting an eerie, cold, quiet lake on top of a mountain in the foothills of the Adirondacks. Lake Desolation.
That is the most metal name.
Yeah.
Lake Desolation.
All I can think of is Sparky from, I know it's Domination, but all I can think is Desolation, Desolation,
Domination. Domination. Desolation. Damn.
It's losing all meaning, though.
Desolation.
Desolation. All right, we're done. Lake Desolation is a pitch black, freezing cold lake at 30 to 45 deep, fed by cold springs. The lake is literally 68 acres of blackness.
No.
Yes.
Nope.
It is.
I don't want that.
I kind of do.
Oh.
Surrounding the lake today are old shanty but sturdy shacks that were built by the Irish in the 1920s as camps and have mostly stayed as such, with very few people residing on the lake year-round. The scene is as picturesque as an old A-frame, 1- and 2-story camps painted bright blues, reds, and a white clash with the dark abysmal shade of the lake that absorbs all the sun and reflects nature and the camps like a mirror.
Wow.
That was fucking poetic.
That is.
And also,
gorgeous.
There's an attached image. Milton, New York, is a quiet town. Maybe 1 or 2 stoplights, a general store, and a few roads headed up to factories, camps, and scenic homes, and apparently a ton of horror. Horror. Every summer, my family has headed up the winding mountain road and felt an eerie feeling of how desolate, yes, in the name, it truly was up there. Jumping in the water was ice cold and so dark. The depth of the water always made me feel a little bit afraid of it. Was there anything down there?
Yeah.
It always ran through my head.
There is.
A couple summers ago, as an adult, I was up at the lake after moving to the Midwest and not being able to go to upstate New York every summer like I did when I lived in New Hampshire. My mom and I were visiting my grandma and decided to drive up from her house, from her hometown, to the lake to stay a few days to keep cool. My mom and I stood on the dock, and I ran and jumped in the dark water. I came up from underneath and treaded water as I shouted to my mom, "I hate being in the lake alone. I always feel like some dead body's going to come up and grab me."
Oh, no.
A trauma that I have faced since that Are You Afraid of the Dark episode.
Hell yeah. I know exactly which one you're talking about.
She seriously replies with, "They pull dead bodies out of that lake all the time."
Wow, Mom.
I go, "What?" Naturally thinking she's messing with me. But she continues to tell me that a couple times they have pulled a dead person out of the lake after a heart attack while swimming or drowning. Okay, normal, I guess. Then, without missing a beat, she also proceeds to tell me, of the Lake Desolation serial killer. The fucking what?
I'm sorry, who?
That they have never caught.
What the helly?
What the helly berry? What the heliante? What the Halliburton? The serial killings happened in 2003 and 2009. Both were young girls with red hair. One was found...
I don't want to go anymore.
Well, we have to. It was 2003 and 2009. You're fine.
They never caught him.
I'll go with you.
What? I don't want to do it.
We're going.
No.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Then again, I'm not young. So that might help.
The self-realization. The serial killings happened in 2003 and 2009. Both, like I just said, were young girls with red hair. One was found in an old logging site and the other found in the woods. One girl was missing for years before they found her skull and bone fragments.
Oh.
Okay, why was this not on the news? That's not the only creepy thing about the lake, by the way. Do you guys remember the app Randonaut?
Oh my god, yeah, like Randonautica or something like that.
I don't know, I don't remember it.
Yeah, I think it was like you could go, it would send you to a place.
I think I do remember this.
Yeah.
The app supposedly manifests something you'd like to see and then chooses a random point of longitudinal and latitudinal coordinates.
Yeah, I remember that. That was like a big thing.
Yeah, that does sound familiar now.
Yeah.
The app actually led a group of teens to discover a dead body, if that refreshes your memory.
Absolutely.
And that was like huge right when TikTok came out. Or like when we discovered it. I don't know when it came out. Well, last summer, my 17-year-old sister and I decided to try it. The coordinates it had chosen for us were 13 minutes driving distance away from our camp at the lake. We drove through the pouring rain. The location? Oh, just the Saratoga County homestead. What is that? A literal abandoned and decaying insane asylum that has been closed and falling down since 1973.
Damn. It manifested what you wanted to see.
Yeah.
That's what you wanted to see.
I suddenly lost my feeling of adventure, and we noped it back home without exiting the car.
Yeah.
We literally had no idea that place even existed. Later that summer, I did see a Travel Channel show about it, though, and had to immediately call my sister. Also, in the Lake Lanier episode, I remember you talking about the fear of submerged man-made objects, aka submechanophobia. Okay, well, in the 1920s, there was a hotel on what is now the piddly Little Lake Beach, and parts of the hotel's structural docks are still submerged. Nope.
I don't like that at all.
Yeah. Just to spice up the lake's creepiness, in the woods surrounding it is an abandoned village.
I need to see that.
Yeah.
I need to see that. I don't want to see the submerged thing because it'll give me an existential crisis of some sort.
I want to see it, but I don't want to see it all at the same time.
It's one of those
But
things.
I want to see the abandoned village.
Yeah.
Well, in 1842, a Glad factory was erected to bottle Saratoga mineral water, and a thriving village built up around the factory of workers. But the factory closed in 1866 and was relocated closer to a rail track for logistical purposes. I don't even have to write the creepy little tidbit that happened next because the article below described it horrifyingly, quote, "With its only industry gone, the community had no purpose and the people moved away. Some farming activity continued until the early 1900s, but one by one, the residents moved and nature took over. Had this been in the arid out west, you would be standing in the middle of a ghost town, but in our climate, the wood frame buildings quickly rotted and trees began to grow in the pastures and open land until a mature forest now occupies the site."
Oh. Whenever just like nature just like takes something back.
Yeah.
You know, like takes over, it freaks me the fuck out. Like I'm for it. I support it.
Yeah.
Nature, take what you got to take back.
Take everything if you want to.
It's a spooky situation.
It is creepy.
That's spooky.
So anyway, I'll be super happy to hear you read about my spoopy body of water. It's no Lake Lanier or witch who wants to take a town with her to her grave, but would you dive in feet first?
Hannah Cranna.
No. Hannah Cranna. Hannah Cranna is my favorite Morbid episode.
Hannah Cranna is a great one.
It was so fun.
Yeah.
Anyway, keep it weird, but not so weird that you've been swimming for 28 summers in a lake that may have bodies in it, been driving past a serial killer dumping ground, touched a friggin' hotel dock post with your feet, and it was all covered in seaweed and it traumatized you, and an app takes you to an abandoned insane asylum 13 minutes away from you that you didn't know existed.
Damn.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot in one summer, Megan.
That's a good one, though. Now I want to look up Lake Desolation, and I want to, like, learn more about it.
Maybe next Spooky Lakes we'll cover it.
Yeah, maybe we can.
Brought to you by Megan.
Brought to you by Megan.
Yeah.
I also want to try, I always wanted to try that, like, Randonautica or whatever it is.
I wonder, is it still a thing?
I think it is.
Let's try it.
I mean, I imagine it is.
Let's try it in, like, a safe way. I don't know.
You know.
You know what I mean.
You know what I mean.
You know what I'm saying.
So I'm going to read Listener Tales, Shadow People, Spooky Headlights, and Mystery. Oh my!
Oh my.
Hi, Ash and Alaina. Please see the attached photo and photos. One attachment is my rendering of the ghost, we say. One is us on the ferry, me on the ferry, the cabin in question, and the fire pit. Wish I took more. Who'da thunk I'd need them, smiley face. I hope you love this story, and I'd cry the happiest of tears if you ever read it. Much love from Washington State, and I don't know if I can say your name, so I'm going to wait.
I think you can.
I think I can.
Yeah, you can.
So I'm going to say Katie and Cody and Maddie.
Yeah.
Yay!
So many E's. I like it.
Hello, you wonderful land mermaids of morbidness.
Thank you.
You're like Leslie Knope. That was amazing.
That was really good.
Longtime listener, like I found your podcast back in the underwater days and still re-listen to those episodes when I run out of new ones. You two honestly bring comfort to the creepy, and I know I'm not alone in that giant thank you that you both deserve. Thank you.
Thanks.
My name is Katie, pronounced Katie. Feel free to use my name because how fucking cool would that be? Pretty fucking cool.
It's like Catty Heron.
That's what I thought of. This story involves myself and my boyfriend at the time, now fiance. Ooh. Hopefully never ex-husband Cody.
Never ever.
This listener tale happened a couple of years ago, and somehow after saying, wow, I should send my story in a trillion times, I finally am.
Yay.
I'm not a writer or a great editor for that fact, so feel free to slim this story as you see fit, and you know your girl has attached a double space put-a-foo.
Queen.
This is the tale of creepy headlights, a shadow figure, and a whole campsite disappearing right before our eyes. It's a doozy. My boyfriend Cody and I were heading a couple of hours away into the woods, a recipe for pure fun, clean fun, to celebrate my 32nd birthday at a cute little cabin. This was the first full year of COVID, and what better way to celebrate than puzzles and smooching in the mountain air? We left our home in eastern Washington with our geriatric dog child, Maddie, who just left us in January after 16 wonderful years together. I'm so sorry. And headed a couple hours north to stay the night with my mom before heading to the cabin the next morning. The drive was going perfect. I was being the ultimate passenger princess and bought us iced coffee, and the playlist was giving, as the youth say. About halfway through the drive, we had to take a ferry across a large river, which is always my favorite part. No one else was on the ferry, which takes about 15 minutes to get over the river and another 15 at best to get back to pick up more cars. Important details there. This ferry is tiny. Damn tiny. Holds 3 cars at best tiny. We were the only car on at the time, and no cars were waiting on the other side, which again would be at least 30 minutes for the ferry to pick them up and get them across. Remember that. We finally reach on the other side, and the ferry guy lets us off. We depart the ferry, and our cell signal was instantly lost. Just for context, the nearest town is about 45 minutes from the ferry crossing and pure no signal mountain driving. I have my downloaded Spotify playlist ready. After about 15 minutes of driving, it was dark as could be, and I was rocking out to some 90s tunes.
As you should be.
Brilliant. Cody is being a safe, diligent driver and not bopping along with me. That's fine. We can't all be fun all the time. The moon is covered by clouds, and there are no street lamps. Just pure, dark sky ahead of us. I peep the rearview mirror and see headlights far behind us. No cars could be there, I thought. Not unless they drove a zillion miles an hour after entering the ferry. Like I said, it was at least 30 minutes for more cars to be picked up and brought to our side.
So what the fuck?
I comment to Cody that it's strange to have a car behind us, and he agrees. I feel slight unease because I'm an overthinking bish who assumes the worst.
You gotta be.
You really have to be. In this day and age, you have to be an overthinking bish.
In this economy.
Yeah. Just assume the worst and be really happy if that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
I try to shrug the feeling off, but my tummy has been activated with anxiety. The car stays far behind us for a while, then starts to get closer. Finally, it's right behind us. Now, my family had a run-in when I was a kid where my parents and I were driving over a mountain, and a car tried to shove us off the road 3 times before they themselves crashed.
Damn.
Fuck. I have deep anxiety with mystery cars and mountains. I don't fucking blame you. I do too now. I keep my eyes on the road and my elderly dog child in my arms. Oh. Suddenly, I see something dark in front of us. This took all of 1 split second, but I will never forget it and hope I can even explain it. A large, round object, now lovingly called the ghost. It was in front of us. I truly thought it was a bear, but it looked like a void of some sort. Round, yet jagged, hollow, yet so deep. I slam my imaginary passenger side brake.
I'm always doing that.
You are.
I did that to you yesterday.
Yeah. And gently say to Cody, bear, bear, bear. But as I say it, I realize nothing is there. Nothing was there. Did I just make up a whole event in my head? Feeling silly for yelling out, bear. I look over at Cody and see his eyes are damn wet. Glossy little eyeballs. This only happens when he is very scared, like watching Nuke's Top 5 alone at 2 a.m. scared. He says nothing. I look behind me and the headlights and car are gone. I look to my left at my wet-eyed man friend, and he says, eyes not moving off the road and knuckles white, did you see it too? Oh. I gently reply, the bear? Even though I knew in that moment it was not a bear. No, he replies, still being a little too quiet for my anxious brain. The dark thing. The black deep hole. I will attach my rendering drawn moments after the event, just titled in my iPhone notes app as Ghost?
Ghost?
And it's like question mark exclamation. Ghost? What? We slow down a bit, realizing there has been no turnoff for miles, and where the fuck did the car go behind us? If it was a bear, did they end up hitting it, or worse? I never saw a crash, no headlights on the side of the road. We continue the slow drive, no music, no giggles, and no chatting. I was thankful in that moment that Maddie was mostly deaf by this year of her life, and was blissfully unaware of the stress we were feeling.
Maddie was just straight vibing.
Yeah, Maddie said, I don't care. This is fun.
She said, I'm almost on my way out.
It was another few hours to get to my mom's house. We tell her everything. She isn't big into spooky stuff and says it was just our sleepy eyes. Mother, I am 32, not 92. My eyes are not yet that sleepy at 7 p.m. I mean, I'm 35 now, so they definitely are. I was going to say mine are.
Comes at you quick.
We kind of forget the ordeal, brush it off as a weird night of events and all, and the next day we leave Maddie with my mom and drive up to the cabin. To paint this picture, as it will come in super big in a couple moments, the cabin is in a very old, very rundown, yet ever so perfect camping resort. A couple cabins, a tiny little restaurant that doubles as the check-in desk, store, coffee station, thrift bookshop, some boats for rent, and so on. I love the sounds of this.
I want to go to there.
It is old and it is perfect. We rented the cabin at the very end of the resort loop, overlooking the other cabins, all like 8 of them, and restaurant. From our campsite, we see families making s'mores over their fire pits. We have an RV somewhat close behind us with people laughing and talking and playing games. Their low laughter and talking feel comforting to me. We hear music playing and kids laughing and dads cursing at fish they cannot catch. I am deep in my happy place.
That sounds great.
It really does. Like, this makes me be like, okay, I can do this.
That's great summer vibes.
We set up our fire pit, pull out the pre-downloaded music and scary stories from Reddit to tell after dark, and prepare for a fun night. We do puzzles, make coffee, get cozy, and sleep. The first night was indeed bliss.
Yay.
And it sounds like fucking
great.
bliss. The next morning, everything is the same. It's a Saturday in mid-October.
Oh, it's not even summer. This is better for you.
And it's misty and cold and beautiful. Oh,
yeah,
I want so bad.
I want that.
The families are waking up and making coffee over their fire pits. Why are you making this sound so delectable? I just need to be here. People are renting boats to go fish. The dock is full of people. The RV of people rush to the restaurant for breakfast, as do we. I have chicken fried steak and biscuits.
Fuck yeah, you
Cody
do.
has a corned beef hash.
Fuck yeah, he
Black
does.
coffee and old mugs, all the good stuff. Bustling for COVID times for sure. We all stayed very far away, and the restaurant was outdoor seating mostly. She's like, don't
come at me.
We decide to rent a boat for that afternoon too. The woman at the front desk tells us to pick a boat, and at checkout tomorrow, bring payment for it. Sounds great. We love some small town financial trust. She reminds us checkout is at 11 a.m. the next day, but she will be there from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m., which is another big detail. We make dinner reservations for around 7 p.m. for that night, the last time slot available for dinner. The restaurant is so tiny and could only have like 15 people in the vicinity. We have some fun at our cabin, puzzles and music and such, and go for a walk before deciding to go pick up our boat. By this time, it's about 3 p.m., way past checkout times for everyone leaving that day. But still, I see kids running and fires going at cabins along the lake and people walking their dogs. They should all be staying the night, I think to myself. I mean, someone took all those other dinner reservations, right?
You know that feeling when you come home late from work and those puppy dog eyes just pierce right through your soul? Or when you're packing for a trip and your cat refuses to leave your suitcase? Yeah, we've all been there. Pet parent guilt is real. And you know what? It's completely normal.
That's exactly why Hill's Pet Nutrition exists. They understand that being a pet parent means being human, with all of our imperfections and daily juggling acts. Hill's science-led nutrition helps you give more love than humanly possible. Whether it's those long work days or trying to balance attention between multiple pets, Hill's Pet Nutrition gets it. They've created science-based nutrition that supports your pet's lifelong health so you can feel confident even when life gets hectic. Because you're only human, there's Hills. Science does more. Ready to let go of the guilt? Find the right food at hillspet.com/podcast. That's hillspet.com/podcast. This is a paid ad by BetterHelp. I happen to be somebody that struggles with people pleasing. So a lot of times I will build things up and up and up and up and up and then kind of get to the point where I'm like, I need to let this out to this person. Even in 2026, that stigma and just stigma in general can get in the way of a lot of things, like getting support for your mental health. Maybe you've encouraged friends to consider therapy while avoiding taking that first step yourself because you're busy. You're worried about what other people might think, or telling yourself that you should handle this all alone. But therapy with BetterHelp, the world's largest online therapy platform, can be a space to slow down and talk through what's been building before it feels unmanageable. Just take a short questionnaire to identify your needs and preferences, and BetterHelp will handle the initial therapist matching work for you. Their industry-leading match rate means BetterHelp typically gets it right the first time. Feel confident knowing BetterHelp therapists work according to a strict code of conduct and are fully qualified. Don't let hesitation hold you back. Find support with BetterHelp. Sign up and get 10% off at betterhelp.com/morbid. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/morbid.
We get in our little rickety boat that has a tiny leak, and Cody starts to row us away. The lake is small, with lots of little beaches to stop at and wildlife to see. We row the entire lake, which took maybe 2 hours and was so wonderful. I just sat there painting in a sketchbook and drinking somewhat warm PBR.
Oh, that's great.
Cody tried to catch a fish between rowing. When we had left with the boat, we passed by our cabin, and as we rowed, we saw the RV of people sitting by the fire, drinking beer and playing a ball toss game. This would be close to 4 p.m. After a couple hours, we're ending in the same spot, and it's getting dark. I mentioned in passing conversation to Cody that I no longer see their fire from the RV, and he comments that they were up late last night and must have turned into bed early. It's like 7 p.m., my dude. Who are they? My mom's version of me? We get back to land, and Cody drops me off in front of our cabin while he docks the boat before dinner. I sit outside and finish my beer on our old little dock. He meets up with me about 10 minutes later and says dinner is canceled. No one was at the restaurant. This was a Saturday, and they were open until 9 p.m., as the lady earlier that day told us. I was bummed because fish and chips were my main focus of the trip. I researched food reviews for like a week before we got there. We chit-chatted about why they would close when it was a Saturday night and busy. He said there was no note on the front door, but everything was dark. But oh well, we made our fire and had hot dogs and s'mores. By this time it's dark, at least 7 p.m. or later. We started telling spooky stories to each other, just like the night before, and I loved watching my boyfriend get all wet-eyed and scared again. He keeps getting spooked out by the sounds in the woods around us. But in the middle of my story about the goat man, because who doesn't love the goat man story, Cody hushes me, and I was getting all prepared to make a "do not ever hush me, sir" rant, but his eyes and tone made me hold my sass back for a moment. I asked what was wrong. Was it an angry duckling or a rabid beaver we saw while boating? He says, I haven't heard anyone since we got back tonight. Have you? No, I say. But so what? I like the piece. My positivity had zero place in this conversation, I think. Babe, when we left, there were so many people. It was busy. The restaurant was open. Fires were going. Look around. No one's here. No smoke from burnt-out fire pits. The lights are all off. So I do look around, and I realize not one fire is going. Not one person is talking. Not one light is on. The RV is even gone. Where did they leave? When did they leave? They would have had to drive past our cabin on their way out. They were here when we returned from boating. The cars are gone. Everyone's gone. But that can't be right. Checkout was hours ago, and everyone was still here way after that, I say. Now, let me preface this with my boyfriend and I love anything that gives us chills and wet eyes. We love a good spooky. We fall asleep to scary videos. We are the weirdos, mister.
Yes.
But this felt bad. I don't like that.
I hate this. Imagine everybody just fucking disappearing.
Just gone.
Like inexplicably gone.
Ugh. He slowly gets up and says to me while trying to play cool, I'm cold anyway, you know? Let's put the fire out for now and do something fun inside.
In the safety of the indoors.
He walks 10 feet to the waterfront to grab our giant bucket and starts to put out the fire. I decide to get the lights on inside and fire going in the fireplace. When walking from the fire pit to the front door, I hear twigs cracking from ahead of me. I can't see anything. The moon is so covered, and it's just darkness. So I race back to the fire and Cody. He's being more frantic than I'd like to putting this fire out. What started as basic speed of walking for water has turned into him running from waterfront to fire pit in mere seconds.
Oh, no.
I call out to him and tell him about the twigs I heard. I know, Katie, he says. I heard it before while we were telling stories. I didn't want to scare you. Please go inside.
I love that he's like trying to keep you safe too.
I ran inside because you don't need to tell me twice. I mean, he did actually, but whatever. We locked the front door, which was barely a real door at best, and a piece of plywood at worst.
Oh, God.
Cody grabs knives, hammers, and other heavy items and places them by the door and the table, just in case, he says. Super comforting.
My God.
But lo and behold, I was addicted to nicotine at 32. At around 9 p.m., my addiction tells my brain that it's totally fine to go outside. Totally safe.
My God.
What's the worst that could happen?
So much.
I step out to the front porch to light a cigarette. Cody stands in the door because he's a highly supportive man. As he told me this is not the time to crave tobacco in a stern dad voice and watched over me with a grumpy look. I got 2 drags in and heard not just a crack of twigs, but a full-on thud from about 10 feet in front of me in the darkness. That made my skin go all goosebumpy, but I didn't move. I couldn't move.
Oh my God.
Then the sound of very fast, no. This is a nightmare to me.
Nightmare, nightmare, nightmare.
Then the sound of very fast, increasingly loud running starts towards me from where the thud I had heard was. It's the running for me.
Never want to hear running in the forest.
Walking slowly, not really scary.
Not awesome.
You're full-blown running. I'm not into it.
Fuck.
I'm not into
that.
it. Cody yells at me to get inside now. I threw my cigarette into my coffee cup because safety first, duh. And darted back inside. Cody quickly locks the door and put a chair in front of it, and said I was not to leave again. I was not about to disagree. I was pretty sure I needed to change my underwear at that point.
Yeah.
One more thing about my boyfriend. He can sleep anywhere, anytime, through anything. And he fell asleep on the tiny cabin couch minutes after this happened.
I would have murdered him myself.
Killed him. Somehow forgetting the events that just took place. Okay, this is fine. This is totally fine. I don't want to call my mom and say, "Mom, pick me up, we're being hunted." Not at all. Not that I could call without any cell service. I made a fire in the wood stove and laid my painting supplies out. I turned on my Spotify playlist for sad indie girls who cry a lot and started painting by firelight.
I know the one.
Now this is my jam. I love that. You're like, got it.
Yeah.
The thoughts of what was happening outside and where the fuck did everyone go were leaving me. I happily painted trees and listened listened to Fleet Foxes.
Great band.
Until I was brought back to my current reality by a loud, insanely loud bang at the front door, about 5 feet from me.
Shit, your pants.
It shook the whole cabin. It made my paint water ripple and made my throat clench.
Nor.
But it did not wake up Cody.
That's such man shit.
I sit up off the floor, grab my knife, and lean over to him as quiet yet stern as possible. Cody, wake up. Cody, wake the actual fuck up. He finally does, and in a groggy state, sees my eyes filled with tears. Something just banged on the door, dude. It shook the whole house. I whisper to him.
It's like The Strangers.
He jumps up and grabs a knife next to him. Now, we do not know how to use knives, and I'm 1,000% sure in an event where we had to, we would wait too long to use them and just be unalived by whatever was coming at us.
I get that.
But the false sense of security was much needed. The reality of our situation sets in. We're alone. We have no cell service. We are not built for survival under anything other than comfy circumstances. What the fuck do? We debate if we should go outside, stay inside, or if we just leave. Just so you all know, leaving was 1,000% always an option. Our car was right outside, full tank of gas, snacks in the glove compartment. Why we didn't take that is beyond me now.
That's always so scary though, it's like in the horror movie where you're like, get in your car.
Yeah.
But sometimes that's how the killer thinks you're thinking, and they've already slashed your tires, and now you're just a sitting duck in your car.
And you paid for this apartment. Like, I get it. You pay for a
You're such a
fucking
Capricorn.
cabin.
You're such a Capricorn.
Yeah, you pay for a cabin. You're like, I I fucking abandoned this right now. We paid for this night.
Wow.
Why are we leaving?
At that point, I would not be thinking at all.
That would be my first
I'd be like,
thought.
I'm calling for a reimbursement since we were hunted down.
Since we were hunted in the middle of the
Hi,
night.
we were hunted. Could we please get 100% of this trip money back?
Well, the good news is there was no more banging after that one.
That's good.
Luckily. We decided the best thing we could do is just go to bed. Remember, Cody could sleep anywhere, like in a haunted house where the ghosts only come out when someone falls asleep. He would fall asleep just fine. We put the knives by our bedside tables and laid down. Bam, he was asleep. I laid awake all night.
I'm sure.
I know you think this has to be the end, and I promise it almost is, but not before this last part, the cherry on top of this shit show, now lovingly known as my favorite birthday ever. We woke up super early the next morning and packed and cleaned our cabins up. I didn't want to be charged a cleaning fee, even when fearing for our life, you know?
Same
Are
mindset.
you also a Capricorn?
Same mindset.
What time can we leave? Cody asked me. The woman said by 11, but she'd be here by 8 a.m., so we can leave now, honestly. We went outside and saw no one again. We walked a 2 minutes walk to the restaurant front desk. No one was there. It was around 9:30 a.m. at this point, but no one was there. The lady told me to come in before 11 a.m. Girl, here I am. We still had to pay for our boat rental. We had the keys to return. Not one sign of life was anywhere.
So fucking
The
weird.
sign on the door still did not say closed, but it was locked. We walk around the sites of other cabins, the ones that had happy families and giant fires the day before, and no one was there. We decided to leave our keys in the drop box with our phone number to make payment for the rental and yeet it out of there so fast. On our drive back to my mom's to pick up Maddie about an hour and a half away, we tried to make sense of the night before. But we couldn't. None of it made sense. I then said something that I wish I hadn't out loud. Cody, did something happen to us after the ferry? Was any of this real anymore, or are we in some weird limbo? He didn't have an answer. Regardless, we get back to my mom's, explain what happened, and she shrugged it off as maybe being COVID related. She's like, I don't know, it's the Rona, I bet.
That's mom shit.
That is mom shit. Why couldn't she dive into the spookiness with us? Come on, Mom. No logic right now.
I don't even know if that's logical.
To end this story on another creepy note, we did start researching what I had seen, and it turns out a lot of people had seen what I had seen. Deep, dark, empty black masses that give you a feeling of doom and despair. Shortly after this incident, my boyfriend had a mental health crisis and abruptly left and lived in the woods alone for 3 months. After lots of therapy and healing, he came out stronger. We came out stronger together. I'm glad to hear that. But sometimes I wonder if this experience did something to him. His feeling of hopelessness and sadness that almost ended him were a lot of what I read about these figures. But this ends on a happy note, y'all.
Damn.
And that is the end of my story. It's been a couple of years, and regardless of that event, I booked another trip to the same cabin for this fall as well. Because we're getting married and wanted to really pack a punch in the creepy department. We've never seen another shadow figure. The banging didn't follow us home, so I guess all is well. I did start researching what I'd seen, and it turns out a lot of other people had seen it. So keep it weird, but not so weird you almost crash into a shadow figure, take on its sadness, lose a shit ton of humans from sight, and can never explain it again.
You went back? You went back to the hell dimension?
Katie, what?
I think something happened to you, and
Katie,
I think it's like calling you back now. I don't think you have free will anymore, Katie.
Oh my God, you guys are adorable.
Oh, I want to see. Hold on.
And the ghost.
Ghost?
Ghost?
I love the question.
We'll post these, don't worry.
That's so scary. Oh, you guys are so cute.
You guys are adorable.
Oh, I love you guys. Oh my God. And your dog. Maddie. Imagine that cabin, that happening. Did you see the cabin?
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah. That's intense, Katie.
That's wild, Katie.
What a good story, though. That was scary.
I think we have time for one more.
Thinking of like a whole resort just disappearing.
Like what?
I love that. That's terrifying.
That's so scary.
Yeah.
That was genuinely so scary.
That was a good one. That one had really good like summer vibes.
Yeah, it did, even though it was in October.
It had good like summer slasher vibes. It felt.
Sometimes October's still warm, you never know. All right, this next one is just called Listener Tale Submission. Hi, please enjoy my Listener Tale Submission.
Mysterious.
As per what seems to be your preference, I have attached a double-spaced 12-point pedophile. I think that's how you spell it. It is.
Well done.
It is 9 pages long, so it goes without saying that if you need to cut anything out, please feel free. No. I've attached a sketch of our campsite as well as photos of all of us and the few things I have that show what the campsite looked like. Anyway, please enjoy the one time me and a few of my friends almost died in the middle of the night while camping, aka the plotline to the most basic horror film ever.
Oh, but some of the best.
Some of the best. All right, ready? Hi, morbid girlies. I would like to start off this listener tale as everyone does, with endless flattery. Cue fangirling. My name is, please say my name, Kelsey.
Kelsey. We love you.
And I was put onto your show by my boyfriend, Jake.
We
can say
we love you
name.
too.
We love Jake. We love Kelsey.
We loved Kelsey and Jake.
Yeah.
Cake.
Who probably read this story. Jake probably... Cake! Sorry, that almost got lost on me. But
Or
then
Chelsea. Chelsea and Cake.
Chelsea. I like it all. It's great. Well, Jake probably read this story a gajillion times before I sent it in order to make my ADHD ramblings make sense. Also, Ash, I am an Aquarius, if that says anything about how this listener tale is about to go. Hee hee.
Does it?
I'm in an astrology class right now, so I'll let you know.
Oh.
The first time Jake and I ever listened to you guys, we were actually on a 5-hour road trip, and I listened to 4 episodes back to back and just giggled along to your commentary.
Damn.
And yes, I have sent a photo of the two of us for your viewing pleasure. You guys are really cute.
You are.
I'm pretty sure those episodes were the leaf killer episodes, which have fucking haunted me ever since. Those ones were rough.
Yeah.
I'm in college and work a student job in a warehouse where I sit alone in silence for 8-hour shifts. So having you guys listen to really makes time fly and feels like I have 2 friends hanging out, spilling the tea.
You do.
When true crime news pops up now, especially with the Idaho murders, Jake always makes it a point to ask what my morbid girlies had to say about it. Everyone always will say that to their partners. They're like, what do your girls have to say about it?
What do your girls have to say about it?
Anyway, I will get onto the story now, but please do your thing. Keep doing your thing.
Thanks.
I've changed all the names in this story beside my own, as well as tweaked some details that aren't really relevant to the story in order to keep everybody out of trouble and keep this mostly anonymous. Please buckle up because this is long, and I know you never shorten a story, but please feel free to if you need to. Okay, let me set the scene for you. It's midsummer of 2021. I'm from Iowa, and I had come home from college to work for the summer at what can be considered a summer camp of sorts that was focused on teaching kids water sports.
Hell yeah.
The staff for this camp was relatively small, so we were all pretty close-knit. Most of the instructors had either grown up in the area or had grown up vacationing in the area, so we all knew each other pretty well. Each year, the instructors hosted an instructor campout. The term campout can be used super loosely here. In years past, this could mean literally anything, ranging from a mini golf tournament to partying at somebody's cabin, or even drinking out in the middle of a random cornfield.
Damn.
Yeah, you read that right. I said drinking in a cornfield. Remember?
It's very Freddy versus Jason.
It's Freddy versus Jason for sure.
Yeah.
Remember how I said I was from Iowa?
Yeah.
I meant like a real tiny town in Iowa.
Cornfields
and such. To give you a better idea of what I mean, the town I grew up in had a population of 2,700 people.
Holy shit.
I graduated with a class of 100 kids.
Whoa.
That's very small. I knew every single person I went to high school with.
You knew everyone.
And what their mother did for a living.
Holy shit.
We're talking about drive your tractor to school day rural. Drive your tractor to school day?
That's my kind of rural.
I want to go there.
That is my kind of rural.
Barely any light pollution at night. So things are dark at night and it is very quiet.
But the sky must be so pretty.
Yeah, and the corn.
And the corn.
Must just glow in the moonlight.
That corn.
Getting scared is one thing. Getting a thrill is, well, you want more of those in your life. The Genesis GV70 is built to thrill, baby. A thrilling yet elegant design always makes driving the GV70 an exciting adventure. Its powerful athletic stance screams performance and turns heads. Everybody's looking at you, girl, or boy, or whoever. Command the road and experience a class-leading standard 300 horsepower. Oh my God. Plus, discover the different dynamic drive modes for all different terrains. Choose between the different terrain modes for whatever road conditions you may encounter. The Genesis GV70's award-winning technology and performance lets you drive with comfort and drive with confidence all at the same time. It's an exciting SUV with intuitive tech that can make your ride smooth even when the road isn't. And its blind spot cameras allow you to see what's next to you. It's like having eyes on the side of your head. That's pretty iconic. Its performance, by the way, is measured not only in power, but in how it makes you feel confident, sexy. The Genesis GV70. Learn more at genesis.com and feel the GV70. This part of the show is brought to you by Anua, the Korean skincare brand known for scientific, gentle, yet effective formulations. The latest from Anua is the Retinol Collagen Gua Sha Cream, a firming cream with a gua sha-shaped tip built right in. Have you guys heard of gua sha? It's that viral massage tool that moves fluid and tension out of your face. Less puffiness, a snatched jawline, honey, more definition in your face.
Retinol firms and reduces fine lines, and collagen keeps your skin plump and structured. This cream has both of those things, arguably the most optimal combo for that snatched, lifted look all in one step. I am obsessed with the gua sha cream. First of all, it feels so cool to the touch when you put that on your face. It's just like, this is lovely. It's like a little spa treatment that you can give yourself. I like to do mine at night after I get out of the shower. I rub the cream on my face with the little gua sha. I'm sculpting that jawline, honey. I got it on the cheekbones. And actually, I had a facial the other day, and the lady doing my facial, the professional, she said, "Do you use a gua sha at home?" And I said, "I do." And I said, "How did you know that?" And she said, "I didn't have those little like bumps in my chin or like different areas like that." So she could tell that I was using the gua sha. And I said, "Oh my God." I just feel like I wake up less puffy in the morning when I do it the night before. But you can do it whenever you want to. I, 10 out of 10, recommend this product. The Anua Gua Sha Cream Value Set is available at anua.com, already discounted. Use code MORBID for an extra 10% off. That's ANUA.com, code MORBID. Now, remember I mentioned water sports. This is because our town is located on a series of large blue water lakes, which are all fed by wetlands and smaller lakes in the region. I got through that.
You did.
This particular year, it was decided that we should actually...
Spoke too soon.
I know. This particular year, it was decided that we should actually camp out for the instructor camp out. All of us were at least moderately comfortable with the outdoors, so we were excited. We picked a little lake that was about 5 miles outside of town. I've attached a sketch to the email of the general setup of the lake and the drive-in area for reference for what I am about to describe, so you can get a general sense of what everything looked like. Basically, you drove in on a long one-lane gravel road. One lane is always not good.
When it's one lane, it freaks me out.
Yeah, I don't like it.
No room to turn around.
I need a way in and a way out. Surrounded by tall, old-growth trees that ran all the way up to the border of the lake. Then you took a 90-degree turn to proceed another half mile and end in a small parking area and boat ramp. That's desolate.
That's lake desolation.
That's lake desolation. We wanted to be near the lake, but have quick access to the road just in case. So we decided to camp in a small clearing that was just past the turn in the road. The clearing had a bunch of tall grass and a large dead tree in between where we set up camp and the lake.
Babe, tall grass?
Ticks. And murderers.
I was just going to say, and spooky people.
And ghosts.
Yeah.
And corn.
All of that. And corn.
And corn.
And also corn.
We got to the lake around 6 or 7 o'clock, just as the sun was beginning to set. We were all coming from different places, so we all came in with separate cars and parked in the little parking lot and just walked down to the campsite. In total, there were 8 of us. Me, Maya, Ella, Chad, David, Blake, Beck, and Caleb. My friend Maya didn't actually work with us, but I asked her to come along on the camp out because this summer I was working 2 jobs, meaning 13-hour work days and a little time to see her. Everything started off totally fine. We met in the parking lot and decided we should have one car next to the campsite to have all of our supplies in. So we packed my Jeep full of our tents, lawn chairs, drinks, snacks, s'mores, etc., and drove down to the campsite to set everything up. I parked my car so that the back end was facing the campsite and the front was to the road so we could easily drive out of there if need be. Smart. We flattened out the tall grass and set up 3 tents, which should be enough for the 6 of us, for sure, who were going to stay there all night. A couple didn't want to stay, and that was cool. After having,
man.
It's totally cool, man. You don't have to stay.
Survival instinct, I get it.
The survival instinct's kicking in, yeah. After having Beck, the only truly outdoorsy guy in our group, spend like an hour showing our dumbasses how to put up tents, we got a fire started and hung out. Honestly, it was a blast. I've never laughed so hard, and we were all genuinely having a good time. More than a few alcoholic beverages were consumed, and even more stupid dares were carried out. We were really just a bunch of fucking idiots out in the middle of nowhere getting drunk and not causing anybody any trouble.
That sounds amazing,
it does.
To be honest.
I want to go to there. Maybe not to there, but I'd like to do it. We did all the traditional camping stuff like toasting s'mores and telling spooky stories.
Oh, hell yeah.
Especially about flesh pedestrians, because that had recently made an appearance on all of our TikTok For You pages. But looking back on this, knowing what I do know about our fleshy ped pals, this was dumb.
This was
dumb.
Our fleshy.
Our fleshy ped pals.
I like that.
About the time things were winding down, Chad's girlfriend Leah decided to join us. This was because I brought Maya along, and she hadn't realized it wasn't just truly an employees-only situation. We all like her, so it was no big deal, but it definitely messed up the sleeping situation. Of the 3 tents we had, Maya and I were supposed to be in one.
Chad, his brother David, and Beck were supposed to be in the middle tent, and Ella was supposed to be in the third tent furthest from the road. Well, because Chad's girlfriend joined us, Beck decided that because he was still sober and didn't want to stay in the tent with the couple, he was just going to drive home. Maya and I, having consumed a few too many beveraginos, were the first two to hit the hay. And we crashed in our tent, which was nearest to the car and the road. The rest of us stayed up a little while longer until David needed to go to bed, so he took the single tent that Ella was originally going to sleep in. It was around that time that Beck decided to leave, taking Caleb and Blake with him down to the parking lot. They were the two that weren't originally going to stay, and taking Ella to her car. She wasn't in any condition to drive, but David was in her tent, and she didn't want to sleep in the same tent as Chad and his girlfriend, so she decided to crash in her car. This left 4 of the original 8 in the campsite, 5 total counting Leah, David, Maya, and I, all passed out in our respective tents, and Chad and Leah were still awake sitting by the campfire.
Okay.
3 a.m. hits, and this is when shit starts to get weird.
Of course it is.
3 a.m.
Yeah.
Chad's starting to fall asleep in his chair by the fire, but Leah's still awake and on her phone. At 3 a.m. on the dot, which I am now told is the witching hour, yikes, this strange noise happens. Chad said this noise was so bone-chilling and raised all the goosebumps on his body, so he was violently sitting instantly awake and sober, looking at Leah to see if she also heard the noise. She had, and was sitting frozen, staring in the direction of the sound. Suddenly, the noise happens again, but much closer, and moving closer from the direction of the lake. The noise happens a third time. This time, Chad remembers within a dozen feet or so of the camp, and they're both on their feet to get the fuck out of there. When telling the story later, they couldn't pinpoint exactly what it was that made them know for sure the noise meant that they needed to run, but they just said it was instinctual.
Oh.
They put out the fire and start screaming for the rest of us to wake up, while Leah grabs her keys and they sprint to their car. I have to give them props for the thought of trying to wake us up, but the 3 of us all were sleeping like the dead, so 1 or 2 shouts were not going to do much.
I love how they're just like, wake up, bye.
Wake up, bye, we're fucking out of here.
Drive by.
I vaguely remember slightly waking up and hearing Chad say, let's get the fuck out of here to Leah, before he slammed her car door and they sped off the road.
Wow.
Now, before you guys say, wow, those are some sucky friends leaving you there to fend for yourselves, like my boyfriend and every person after said when I told them the story.
Yeah.
Just wait until the end of this story where I've provided a recording of the sound, so you can decide for yourself if you would have stuck around. Personally, I would have ran too.
Wow.
That's what this person says. After that, I was kind of in a sleep haze, like halfway between sleep and awake, where I was thinking there was no reason to really wake up because whatever was happening would definitely be told to me at breakfast the next morning.
She's like, this is fine.
She's like, they'll catch me up. I then heard slow footsteps right outside of our tent, but assumed it was probably just Beck putting out the fire. Remember, I had gone to bed before knowing that Beck and the rest had already left. I rolled over and looked over at Maya, who was also awake and also heard the footsteps. She got up and went for the zipper of the tent opening to check what was going on, but I all of a sudden got a really bad feeling and stopped her. She just looked at me. She told me later she had the same bad feeling, and we both just laid back down, listened to the footsteps recede, and went back to sleep.
How are you just going to sleep?
You guys are brave.
Everybody's just going to sleep.
Yeah.
I'm never
stories. I can barely go to sleep.
Cody's just going to sleep.
Yeah, I can barely go to sleep in my home.
If something fucks me up in the middle of the night, like if I
a bad dream,
even if I have a bad dream where I get startled awake and I think, because you know those dreams where you wake up and you're like, was that in the house or was that a dream?
Yeah.
Like, did I hear that sound or was that my head?
Yup.
If that happens to me, I guess we're just staying up all
done.
night. Like, I'm awake. I'm downstairs. The kids come down in the morning and I'm like, hello, children.
Good morning.
I've been awake for 8 hours. Like, no.
Yeah.
So if this is happening to me in a tent, fuck that.
But what do you do? Where do you go?
Fuck that. I sit up. I sit
at
up
the
and I
very least.
stare at that zipper.
I would do
and I
that
will
too.
it to stay closed.
Yeah.
And I will the sun to come up.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
That's what I do.
That's what I would do too. Well, around 4 a.m., we woke up to our phones blowing up. It was Chad. I woke up to 26 missed phone calls from him.
Chad was really trying to warn them.
He was like, I'm really trying to get you guys out of there. I woke up to 26 missed calls from him, all with panicked voicemails telling us we needed to get the fuck out of there.
So he tried.
I finally answered him, and he poorly explained the situation in the most panicked way possible, thinking it might be a friend of ours out there messing with us, or maybe an axe murderer or something.
Yeah, you know.
But
Either
essentially
one.
that we needed to get in my car and get out of there right now. Maya and I took a moment to gather our strength and the only weapons we could find in our tent, which were literal s'more skewers.
I mean, that'll do it.
Yeah, depending on what kind of skewers.
Yeah, that's true. The wooden ones.
Just go for the eyes, I guess.
I was going to say, and you get distance with those.
That's true.
That's why like a golf club or something is really good to have because you create distance.
A golf club is good because it has that like heavy end so you can swing it, but a baseball bat I feel like isn't great because they can just grab it.
Yeah, that's true.
Same thing with a golf club, but at least it's a little heavier.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we made a mad dash to my car. Yeah, we've actually talked about this a lot. I've never whipped out of anywhere so fast in my entire life. Think Dukes of Hazzard style yeeting down this gravel road. The entire drive felt like a horror movie.
The ass out of her jean shorts.
Yeah, literally.
Duking it.
Out of here. As I just knew someone was going to jump out from the dense trees by the road in the dark and kill us or something. I don't know. I was freaked out.
I think you were correct.
After Maya and I calmed down a little and eventually made it into town, we called Chad back to let him know we're okay. What was his response? Chad, we're all right. What was his response?
What was it?
How's David? In our absolute panic to escape that axe murderer, flesh pedestrian demon thing that Chad had heard, we had forgotten about his brother David, who was now the only one left at the campsite and in the furthest tent from the road. Maya and I looked at each other and shit a brick.
Oh, no.
Chad wanted us to go back there to get David.
Chad, you can go back there and get David.
Facts.
I'm sorry, Chad. That's your brother.
Ultimately, and with an animated display of our vocabulary, we let him know that David is his brother. And that as much as we like him, there was no way in hell we were going back there.
No, you
Especially after Chad just left us there to fend for ourselves just over an hour before.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Who does Chad think he is?
Also, you left your brother. You left us and your
Chad,
brother.
you left your friends, you left your brother, and now you're like, go get my brother for me.
You go get your brother.
Go back to that campsite and get your brother.
Motherfucker. Go get your brother, motherfucker. Chad did not want to go back there with just his girlfriend.
You're a bad brother, Chad.
So he ended up having to wake up his mom to help him.
Chad,
you're being a pussy.
Chad, that's pussy moves right there.
They both went to the campsite.
What a bitch, Chad.
Bitch made. I'm not saying I would go back there, but I do love my brother.
I would go back there for my sister.
Thank you. Which one? Only this one. Just kidding. We would go back for the others.
Of course.
At least one of them.
Yeah.
They both went back to the campsite and grabbed David and also grabbed Ella, who was still passed out in her car, clueless to everything going on.
Oh my God.
The following Monday at work went as you would expect it to. We were all talk about like team building.
Yeah, that's a team building exercise.
Although, did you guys do great at it?
Probably not really. It seems like you guys failed at team building.
Yeah. It was actually just like a higher up at the camp being like, let's see how this works.
And being like, wow, so you guys are really gonna...
You guys are bad in emergencies.
Yeah, you'll just scatter, I guess.
Well, we were talking about the camp out over lunch and doing the typical debrief, to laugh about everything that had happened when the whole Chad heard a noise situation came back up. We all gave him a good amount of shit and we were going to write it off until I said, well, it was a good thing that Beck stuck around to at least put out the fire. Every single set of eyes in the room looked at me in confusion. Remember, I had gone to bed before Beck and the rest of the group had left, and both Maya and I heard those footsteps. After a few minutes of going back through when everyone left and how the sequence of events played out along that timeline, we realized that at that time, that someone or something stalking around outside of our tent, the only people in the entire campsite from our group would have been me and Maya in our tent, and David, who was passed out on the other side of the camp.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Safe to say this realization freaked us the fuck out, especially because Maya was seconds away from leaving the tent and investigating until we both listened to our gut and just went back to sleep for a while.
Honestly, I am. I'm not psyched that you went back to sleep, but I'm glad you did not go out and investigate.
Yeah, and I guess like you probably don't snore because whoever that was would have come in and killed you if they heard you.
Ugh.
In the days, weeks, and months following, all of us tried to rationalize what Chad heard and the footsteps Maya and I heard, but none of us could come up with a solid answer. Some of the guys thought maybe it was some of our older campers messing with us. Some of us really believed it to be a flesh pedestrian. Some of us thought it might have been Chad tweaking out and making the whole thing up. And some even thought it might have been some farmer on the neighboring lands that didn't appreciate us being so loud, so they came to mess with us.
I hope that's it.
This story,
to be quite honest.
Honestly, I do too. It's Farmer John.
It is.
This story became the bonfire story of all of them, which brought a lot of outside input of what it might have been, and one theory in particular is worth mentioning. The lake we camped on is said to be haunted by the Native Americans that once lived on the land.
Ooh.
I don't think I have to tell you guys that the murder of one person, let alone almost 40 people, can leave an area haunted as fuck. But because of this, the inexplicable bad vibes that
that Chad and Leah got when they heard that noise, at witching hour nonetheless, at a spot once inhabited by the natives at one time, our location being less than 5 miles from a massacre site, and given the small lake that we were next to is a wetland tributary to a lake named after a native spirit, I was convinced that this was what we heard that night.
There's something going on there.
Until yesterday.
Oh.
Well, ladies, we finally get to why I decided after almost 2 full years to send this story in for a listener tale. Last night, I got an Instagram DM from Chad. Woo, scary.
Chad.
Getting a late night DM from a man named Chad is the scariest thing one could possibly
really
experience.
And I hope you said, like, I hope you're taking care of things yourself now, Chad.
Yeah, Chad, did you wake up your mom before you sent this DM? Well, Chad solved the case of what the fuck was that noise.
Okay, Chad, you took care of it.
When he came across a post that had the exact noise he and Leah heard approaching him that night. It was a motherfucking mountain lion. A mountain lion. Yes, we are from Iowa, but mountain lions are not a thing in our area. In fact, the DNR has said that between 1995 and 2021, we only had 30 confirmed cases of mountain lion sightings, as our state has no self-sustaining mountain lion population, and most times they wander on over from the states to the west of us. Chad tells me this, and I'm like, cool. Okay, so I'm not being haunted. Turns out mountain lions are opportunistic predators and will eat basically anything they can. You're telling me that this big-ass cat came down from the literal motherfucking mountains and walked across a few states just to happen upon our camp and isn't going to see that as an opportunity to be a predator? I'm thinking Idiots Out Camping was the main entree on his menu that night. The one thing that we had going for us and why the cat probably didn't approach earlier was that apparently they're deterred by fire. The fire that Chad and Leah had put out before they left. Calm down, Smokey the Bear. I know they did the right thing, but how scary. So when Maya and I heard those footsteps outside our tent 15 minutes after they decided to leave and thought that we shouldn't go out there, we made the right call because it was apparently a motherfucking mountain lion just strolling through. I have attached the Instagram DM that Chad sent me so you guys can play the sound and truly know the absolute horror those two must have been in when they heard that noise. Not once, not twice, but 3 times moving toward them. I've also attached pictures of us as well as the few pics or videos that I have of our campsite from the blur of that night. Don't post those. Got it. Anyway, that's it for my listener tale. If you guys made it this far and are reading this on the show, please know I have most likely either shit in my pants or passed out from excitement. Probably both.
Oh, damn. Wake up.
Wake up.
Change your pants.
Change your pants. Lastly, shout out to my girl gang for proofreading this for me and hyping me up. To submit it, Ash, I don't think I could ever hold a candle to your skills, so please take it away. Keep it weird, but not so weird that you think that you got haunted by flesh pedestrians, but really it was just a mountain lion coming to eat you in the middle of the night because you put out a fire.
Which is scarier.
It is
because that thing can actually eat you.
I want to hear what it sounds like.
Yeah, now we got to hear the sound.
I don't think I've ever heard a mountain lion scream. That's fucking terrifying. That sounds like a person screaming.
Yeah. That's unsettling.
Yeah. And it almost kind of sounds like meow.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
That's unsettling.
Yeah, I would have pooped my pants too.
I probably would have shit my pants, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Why does it make that sound? That's not what I expected a mountain lion to sound like either.
I thought it was going to be like...
Yeah. I thought it was going to be
like deep
ferocious.
And guttural and like something like beastly coming at you, but this is just like... Wah! Wah! No!
Frankly, I don't know what I was expecting.
I was expecting guttural and like deep.
Yeah.
Something beastly.
Yeah.
Damn.
You guys have some crazy ass tales.
You do. It's crazy.
All right. Well, if you want to send your listener tales in, you can send them to morbidpodcast@gmail.com with the subject
sure you put
listener tale, please.
And let us know if we can use your name in the pictures and post them and all that good stuff.
Know what we can use and what we can't use.
Yeah.
And it's time for us to go wash this blood off of us.
Yeah. Because I'm sticky.
I'm so sticky. I'm going to die. So we hope you keep listening.
And we hope you
keep it weird. But not so weird that you don't send us in phenomenal, awesome, wonderful, scary tales. Bye.
Do it.
Talk about regrets. We all know someone who's been in a car accident and said, I don't need to call a lawyer, only to regret it after their pain and damages were worse than expected. When someone hurts you, you deserve to be compensated fairly. Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm, fighting for the people for over 35 years. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com/podcast. That's forthepeople.com/podcast. Their fee is free unless they win.
In the U.S., there's a break-in every 26 seconds. But when intruders step near, Simply Safe Home Security steps up.
Stop. This is Simply Safe. Police are on the way.
Using AI alerts, U.S.-based live agents help deter break-ins. Simply Safe, no long-term contracts. Save 50% on your new system with professional monitoring at simplysafe.com/SXM or with promo code SXM.
Outdoor deterrence requires a Simply Safe Active Guard outdoor protection plan starting at $49.99 a month. Visit simplysafe.com/licenses for alarm license information. Tennessee 2012.